Madam Chief Justice, thank you so much for the very warm welcome and incredible remarks. I hope to become the man you described. I want to thank the Legal Resources Center of South Africa for this extraordinary recognition, and particularly in the company of the other honorees tonight. Very, very meaningful for me. I remember when Jack Greenberg introduced me to Arthur Schauskelson and made me feel like I was connected in that relay race for justice that we talk about at the Legal Defense Fund, enormously important to me. And as I think about the work of the LRC, and I think about all of your support and my gratitude for it, not in some abstract way, but in a very personal way, I am reminded that in our times, and maybe in all times, democracy, it turns out to be a very fragile thing. It turns out it relies on all kinds of unspoken rules. Rules around decorum and duty and restraint and respect. And as I tried to express in the video, so much of what we count on as the foundational principles of democracy turn entirely on the willingness of someone somewhere to stand up in court and give those principles life. And that is what the LRC has been about. I remember near the end of my time in service, there was an extraordinary experience where we had all kinds of children fleeing violence across our southern borders, and the border authorities were overwhelmed. And the Obama administration asked a number of sitting governors if we would shelter some of these refugee children for a period of time, and we looked around and considered facilities that were appropriate for young children, mind you, some of them 3 and 4 years old, and agreed to provide these facilities should the federal government need them. And you know, I'd get that immigration is a hot topic here. And for that gesture, I was called everything but a child of God. And I remember being the morning after announcing that we would accept some of these young people, getting my honey-do list from my wife, who sent me to Home Depot. And it was a beautiful spring morning, and I was up early, and it was an unusual morning without any appointments, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this on my own. I hopped in the truck in my disguise, my t-shirt, my jeans, my baseball cap and sunglasses, and shot out of the driveway on the way to the Home Depot. And I got there and I was outed by the manager in the very first aisle I went into. "Good morning, Governor," he said. "Welcome to the Home Depot. How can I help you?" I had an encounter in the checkout lane, a loud and angry encounter, and it's exactly the reason why my security detail didn't like me to do what I had done. And he wasn't threatening, he was just really angry and really loud. And he said, "Governor," he said, "I totally disagree with what you did." He said, "My own wife came here as an immigrant, and she came here legally, and that's the way it ought to be, and I think you should know I'm wrong. You're wrong." And I said, "Thank you for your feedback." And I thought, let me get out of here as fast as I can. Turns out I had 6 other encounters in the Home Depot that morning on the same subject. And in every one of those cases, the people whispered, "Governor, you're doing the right thing. Governor, thanks for standing by those kids." The calls to the office were 3 and 4 to 1 in favor of sheltering those children. And I thought to myself, what is wrong with this picture? We have learned to shout our anger and whisper our kindness, and it's completely upside down. And while I acknowledge and honor the professionalism, the legal acumen, and rigor of the LRC, the spirit of kindness behind it must be acknowledged too. And in that spirit, I thank you.